Today we have the opportunity to interview and share mana'o with Mahealani Cypher from the Ko'olaupoko Hawaiian Civic Club, also a Windward resident, born and raised in Kaneohe, and of the George and Elizabeth Cypher Ohana.
Thank you for inviting me.
What are your feelings on traditional Hawaiian values and your mana'o on what you'd like to pass on to the next generation?
I think there are some important core values of the Hawaiian people that we as Hawaiians should practice and serve as role models for not only other Hawaiians but for the general community as a whole. The word aloha is used so much commercially, but aloha has so much more power than that. It is our belief that the Hawaiian people were put on earth to lift other people in the whole world through the aloha spirit, through the work of aloha love for other people, each other, compassion, tolerance for other people and different points of view. Those values are still important today, and they have no dollar sign. I believe that through the aloha spirit, Hawaiians can help solve all the problems of the world if we practice them and embrace them in our daily lives. One of the other important values, the core value, is pono. Pono is a word that means balance, harmony, universal harmony. So malama pono means to seek the balance in all things. So when you have a conflict, you have decision making to make, you have to work together to find the balance, and once you find the balance, there will be harmony. Now that sounds impossible to do in this political age, but actually if everybody started with the sense of aloha for each other, respect for other people's points of view, it would be easier to find the balance, to seek the pono.
What are some examples that maybe your kupuna or your tutu, your family has, made you want to exemplify?
Well, my grandmother, Elizabeth Cypher, my tutu, they adopted me when I was a child, taught us many values in the way she lived. She was a good role model. She showed aloha for everyone. She also sought balance. She knew there had to be a balance between work and play. Among the different factions of the family, there had to be balance. She also knew that there had to be a time when you drew the line, where you had to be firm, stand firm, in support of what is the right thing to do. That is also another word, another definition of pono, is justice. So if we show aloha and have compassion and respect for other people, we're going to find the pono, the balance. We're also going to find the right thing, the righteous thing, the just thing to do.
Let's talk about some Hawaiian traditions and values that our teammate Pua has made a list of. I'll say some Hawaiian words and you give me your mana'o on those words.
We're talking about the Pua system and how it can be relevant for our people even today. The Pua system was in existence since the beginning of Hawaiian memory, and it involves how the land was managed and how the people interacted and managed lands. So they had, generally speaking, these pie-shaped wedges of land that are usually delineated by ridges or streams all around the island. And all of the people who lived within that Pua were connected to its resources and had the kuleana, the responsibility of caring for those resources and caring for their people, caring for each other. And the konohiki of the Pua, or the chief of the Pua, had to make sure that everyone had a place to live and was assigned a kind of work to do, their task. So there were the stone workers and the canoe builders and the farmers and the fishermen and the feather workers, all different kinds of skills that everyone had, and everyone was engaged in some kind of work. They had to manage their sacred places within their Pua. They had to manage the the waters out to the reefs. So there's a lot of responsibility for people living in the Oahu. They also had to ensure that there was sustainability for it. They planned for 7 generations. So they made sure that whatever they took from the land or from the sea was sustainable, that it would be replenished without too much trouble. Now they have the incidence of the kapu system. Now on the ocean, the kapu system was practiced when the breeding time was, when the fish were going to be breeding or the lobster were going to be reproducing. There was a kapu season during that time. You couldn't collect certain types of fish, or if a certain species of fish were diminishing, they would restrict it so that people couldn't collect. But when it was plentiful again, they lifted the kapu. They were temporary. They were never permanent. The permanent kapus were usually placed on things like sacred places or on the personages of their ali'i, the chiefs. Were considered kapu, and you couldn't touch the chief or whatever. But you know, prior to the coming of Pa'ao, that was around 11th, 12th century, the chiefs worked alongside the commoners in the fields. So the chiefs were servant leaders. They knew that their obligation was to make sure that people were okay and protected. And if they didn't do that, then they weren't good chiefs. They would be driven out. That's basically how they practiced. So now we have, in the year 2017, and we have reinstated the Aupua boundary markers here on Oahu. We did that because we wanted to connect people with where they live, the proper names for their Aupua where they live, and also their kuleana, their responsibility to be good stewards, to care about the aina, to care about the ocean, to clean up the opala from their area, to watch out for the people in their aupua. The homeless, they should be taken care of by their own aupuas. It's basically how the aupua system works. And we think that that system can work not just here on the islands, but around the world. Because in the 14th, 15th, 16th century, when Maili Kukahi was chief of Oahu, he really strictly instituted that, because prior to that, his commitment, the people, parts of the island were starving and other parts of the island were thriving. So he reinstituted the aupua system to make it strong again in the 15th, 16th century. And after he did that, the islands started to thrive and the population grew tremendously. It is estimated that the population of Oahu in that time rivaled the population of today. They grew all their own food and they didn't have to import anything. So that's why the aupua system is important to us. When we think about food sustainability, we need to be growing food everywhere we can on this island. We need to restore the fish ponds. They were an excellent system for raising food. So they are relevant today. The people who do, cleanups of the beach or the streams or whatever, they've got streams in just about every aupua. They can clean their own streams. They can clean their own beaches. They can clean their own parks. It shouldn't be government has to do everything. We have a kuleana to take care of our own aupua. In any great initiative, we have to remember that it's a kako thing. The word kako means all together. So a lot of times you will hear the phrase, aloha mai kako. We all have aloha for each other, so when it's a greeting, it's shared back and forth.
Inclusiveness.
Inclusively, and it's meant that we work as a team. And this community, the Windward Ko'olau area, Ko'olauloa area, we have to work as a team. If we want to protect the agricultural, the farmlands of Ko'olau and Ko'olauloa, we need to work as a team. We need to support each other. Same with the conservation lands, the watersheds. It takes all of us working together. No one person can protect these lands for generations to come.
Lokahi.
Well, it's more like kako, but lokahi is also part of this.
Okay, very good. Mahealani, thank you so much for today's mana'o, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future.
I hope it helps. Thank you.
All right. It's period.